This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Welcome back. This is from Norbert in Wisconsin Rapids. And he says, can you please explain the differences between cardinals, a Cardinal Priest, a Cardinal Deacon, and he mentions a Cardinal Archpriest of the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls, Cardinal James Harvey. He's an American. The third major category is the Cardinal Bishop. And it's a good question, and we're going to be seeing a lot of cardinals in the coming weeks. Now that Pope Francis has gone on to his eternal reward, may he rest in peace. His funeral will be taking place, and then after that, the church gets into high gear for the conclave. To answer this question, the Cardinal Bishops were the bishops of what are called the suburbicarian dioceses. So those are dioceses, ancient dioceses that are in the vicinity of the Diocese of Rome. So Ostia is a good example. Albano is another one. Rufina is another example. Now, interesting little note here about Ostia. Ostia Antica is available for you to visit if you should ever go to Rome on a pilgrimage. I'll be there this fall, as a matter of fact. And it is the completely excavated ruins of the port city of Ostia, which was the port city for the city of Rome. This is one of the suburbicarian dioceses. But if you were to go there, you'll notice that these ruins that were once the seaport are a matter of maybe 2 or 3 miles from the actual ocean. And the reason is because over time, silt fills in from rivers and streams that come, and eventually more and more land. So the coastline right there at Ostia Antica, it used to be right there where the ships would pull up, and now it's several miles away. So Ostia is one of them. Now, the Cardinal Bishops are the ones who hold a titular jurisdiction over one of those suburbicarian dioceses. They're not the actual bishops. There would be an actual bishop there who is there day to day. Now, it could be one of these Cardinal Bishops. It's a special honor. It's the highest of the 3 levels of the College of Bishops, or College of Cardinals, rather. It has nothing to do directly with holy orders. So it's not like they have a higher level of holy orders. It's an honorary rank. So currently, I believe all 6 of them, if not all 7 of them perhaps, are completely staffed. So these different Cardinal Bishops. Those would also be the bishops who are the oldest, the most senior members. And it doesn't necessarily have to be older in terms of age, but if a cardinal was made a cardinal at a younger age, and let's say he's now 75, but he was made a cardinal when he was 55, a man who might be 78 but was made a cardinal only 10 years ago, he would be less senior. So that's what a Cardinal Bishop is. A Cardinal Priest is one of the pastors of one of the churches in Rome. They call them titular churches. So these are churches throughout the city of Rome that are especially associated. So they wouldn't be newer parishes that were added in the, let's say, in the 20th century. These, for the most part, are going to be ancient churches. And then the last group, or the lowest group, if we want to put it that way, they're called Cardinal Deacons. Now, those who are Cardinal Deacons are not deacons per se, although you still retain the level of diaconate even when you become a priest and even when you're consecrated as a bishop. But historically, those were the churches in the immediate vicinity of Rome where deacons were doing work for the Pope. And so that's another title, and there are more of them. There is a time frame, as a matter of fact, that if you are made a Cardinal Deacon in 10 years' time, you could be bumped up to a Cardinal Priest. So that's the essence of it. And those are the 3 levels: Cardinal Bishop at the top, Cardinal Priest, Cardinal Deacon. And it's a ceremonial honorary title, and it is of long standing. The cardinals, and that comes from the Latin word for hinge, it refers to the men who are called by the Pope to be like in his inner circle in a certain way. Their purpose is to assist the Pope. Sometimes men are made cardinals as a matter of, this archdiocese historically always has a cardinal. And take Los Angeles, for example. In, of course, its very short history, it had a series of cardinals as archbishop. The current occupant of the episcopacy there, Archbishop Jose Gomez, was not made a cardinal for reasons that Pope Francis never made known. But he's not a cardinal. But historically, that diocese or that archdiocese would have a cardinal. The archbishop would become a cardinal. That's true of many around the world. That's not always the case anymore. I hope that helps, and I hope that answers your question. And as the conclave begins in the not-too-distant future and all the things associated with it are happening, don't forget Relevant Radio is your go-to source for up-to-the-minute coverage and also up-to-the-minute and exhaustive information about these things. You can join me by listening to The Patrick Madrid Show on the Relevant Radio app, live each weekday at 8 to 11 a.m. And thanks for listening.